What's going on? My name is Mike, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am a Bitcoin and cryptocurrency investor, and on this channel, I'm going to discuss recent updates and developments in the blockchain and cryptocurrency space. My first few videos are going to be basically a quick summary of some of the most popular cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, Doge, possibly a few others. Basically today I'm going to start off with what is Bitcoin. I'm going to read a section of the white paper, or the Bitcoin white paper, and basically give a quick summary of what Bitcoin is and what the blockchain is. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and use this video to explain the concept of Bitcoin to others. I have the Bitcoin white paper up on my computer screen. And essentially, the Bitcoin white paper is the first document to outline the principles of Bitcoin. A trustless, secure, peer-to-peer payment system. Which essentially, that's what Bitcoin is. It's a decentralized digital currency and a peer-to-peer electronic payment system that doesn't rely on a third party, a trusted third party, like a bank or a financial institution. It's backed by a huge network of computers, of Bitcoin miners, and the blockchain. The blockchain essentially is an open ledger that stores history of financial transactions. And every 10 minutes, a block of transactions is completed, and it's chained to the previous block, hence the name, the blockchain. So I'm going to read abstract portion of the Bitcoin white paper, and essentially it just kind of explains how the network will function, or it's just a quick summary. So I'm going to read this whole paragraph, break it down as I go along to make it easier to understand, because this is obviously a very complicated protocol, and I'm kind of just going to give a quick summary and break it down into lamest terms. Okay, so here we go. A purely peer-to-peer version of electronic cash would allow online payments to be sent directly from one party to another without going through a financial institution. Okay, so basically that goes back to the peer-to-peer network system that I was saying earlier. It basically means if me and you are making a transaction, you want to send or receive Bitcoin, we don't need a trusted third party, aka a bank or a financial institution, to say, okay, we approve this. It's just me and you. I trust you, you trust me, and we both trust the Bitcoin blockchain. That's essentially what the peer-to-peer aspect of it means. Okay, moving on. Digital signatures provide part of the solution, but the main benefits are lost if a trusted third party is still required to prevent double spending. We propose a solution to the double spending problem using a peer-to-peer network. Okay, so the double spending in Bitcoin, or with Bitcoin, is basically spending the same Bitcoin more than once. So it's essentially like trying to make a copy of the same Bitcoin. So if I have one Bitcoin and I send you Bitcoin, and I go to send that same Bitcoin to somebody else before that transaction is validated or verified by the network, whichever transaction is verified by the network first will go through and get approved. That second transaction will get denied. It will not go through, preventing the double spending problem. It's actually never happened because of the way that the Bitcoin function, the network functions. It basically is like a race to see which transaction will get verified first. The next couple sentences are kind of the way the Bitcoin blockchain actually works in verifying and validating transactions and actually mining the Bitcoin. So I'm going to read the next couple sentences. I'm going to finish the paragraph and then kind of just explain in simple terms what the Bitcoin mining is. The network timestamps transactions by hashing them into an ongoing chain of hash-based proof of work, forming a record that cannot be changed without redoing the proof of work. The longest chain not only serves as proof of the sequence of events witnessed, but the proof proof that it came from the largest pool of CPU power. As long as a majority of CPU power is controlled by nodes that are not cooperating to attack the network, they'll generate the longest chain and outpace attackers. The network itself requires minimal structure. Messages are broadcast on a best effort basis, and nodes can leave and rejoin the network at will, accepting the longest proof of work chain as proof of what happened while they were gone. Okay, so like I said, that's kind of like the whole Bitcoin mining and validating and verifying transactions. So to start with Bitcoin mining, it's called Bitcoin mining because, like any other resource, there's a finite amount of Bitcoin. Now, in this white paper and in the blockchain protocol, there's only going to be 21 million Bitcoin ever created. I think right now there's about 18 million in circulation. And every 4 years, the amount being created is cut in half. So we just went through a halving in, I think, May of 2020. So the daily supply of Bitcoin went from about 1900 to about 850 a day. Every 4 years it does that. So in 4 years from now, it'll go to half of 850, which is 425. And so on every 4 years, which makes it a deflationary asset against inflating fiat currencies, which is why it is becoming mainstream now with all the government spending and fiat printing. Basically, a Bitcoin miner is someone who owns a computer that's either running a Bitcoin mining program, or they have an external Bitcoin mining unit, like an ASIC miner, that solves a series of complex mathematical equations. And every time they solve this equation or they verify a transaction, they are rewarded or compensated with Bitcoin. It kind of gives the incentive for the market to, for the free market to run and mine and, do what free markets do with Bitcoin. Because you need financial incentive to run on the network, obviously. So it kind of makes sense. Now, as far as Bitcoin, as being a Bitcoin miner, anybody can mine, because you don't actually do anything. Your computer or your Bitcoin mining equipment is what actually does the work. You just supply the power. So anyone can get a computer or Bitcoin mining equipment and just start mining and be a part of the network. Now you're plugged in. You are contributing to the Bitcoin network. Now the argument is that Bitcoin mining uses a lot of power. Now, I don't really want to go into the issue of using as much power as it does, but that is a problem that will work itself out over time, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, I believe about 70% of Bitcoin mining is done with renewable energy, so that definitely helps the energy consumption. And I'm sure, banks and traditional financial the traditional financial world or market uses, probably I'm sure a lot more energy than Bitcoin mining. But I believe that is a problem that will work itself out over time. I believe renewable energy mining will be, another big market to enter. So basically that is how, or that's a quick summary of what Bitcoin is and how the blockchain actually works. Obviously, it's super complicated and you can go on for hours about it, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick couple-minute video, quick explanation of basically how Bitcoin works, how the blockchain works, and nothing too crazy. Just wanted to make it kind of easy for the everyday individual to understand. So please remember, like, subscribe, comment, and more videos coming soon. All right, thanks, guys.